What's up, y'all? I'm out here in the house today because it is super not nice outside today. And not feeling that great. Actually went out last night. I hosted an event for my work, and I don't really drink. Had a couple drinks and a shot. It was a buddy of mine's birthday, and man, I'm just, yeah. So I'm not hungover or anything, but for some reason, the alcohol, I guess that's why they say never mix liquor and beer. So I'm not feeling that great. Well, at least I wasn't last night, but I'm feeling a lot better right now. Anyways, I'm actually wanted to do something on the car constructive today, so I thought maybe I would just attack the seat. Since the seats are inside, I have them stored in the back of my house, and thought that maybe I would just start attacking this and kind of getting an idea of maybe how I want them to be mounted in the car. So I've seen tons of write-ups on different GTO seat swaps in different vehicles, and people making all kinds of brackets and things like that to make them work. Some clean, some aren't. I don't want to go like too elaborate on making like some crazy bracket to make these seats fit. I'm trying to do it as simple as I can and as streamlined as I can, and just to make it basic. I always kind of thought that it was I don't necessarily say it'd be easy, but just to not go so in depth, because some of these brackets that people are making are just like crazy weird. So anyways, my initial thought was I could take this whole bottom end of the seat off, the actual tracks and all that off, and take it away from the seat, and that way I could set this in the car without putting the whole seat in it, and just to kind of get an initial setup of what it would look like in the car. As far as mounting it goes, this is my original thought. So I was thinking that maybe I could take this same similar gauge metal, or similar, and what I could do is, if you could see how this is bent this way, I'm thinking maybe the GTO seat or floor pan was kind of like slanted down in the back, because as you can see, this part is flat, which looks like it bolted directly flat to the floor, flush to the floor. And then as you go down the track, these two edges, or in the back here, are raised at like almost a 90 degree, something like that. So my initial thought, and this is what I'm thinking, is I would take this same similar metal, bend it somewhat similar to this, but flip it on end, and cut a hole in that piece of metal that I bent to mount it to this actual bracket here, and do the same thing on this side. And then if it's flipped on its end, then there'll be a metal piece sitting right here flush to the floor where my hand is. So let's just say my hand is the floor. That metal piece would be sitting just like that. Kind of similar, flush to this piece that's laying flat. So, and then have that piece that's laying flat bolted that to the floor. So that was my original thought, to kind of make it easy. It makes it look better. There's not some huge bracket sitting under the car, because sometimes I've seen people use big pieces of like 1x2 metal that goes across, and I just don't want to do that. So I thought that could work, and I won't have to like weld anything to the floor, even though I'm not against that. But like I said, I don't have anything to weld with. I don't really want to take the car as is right now, since there's no motor in it, to somebody to have somebody weld it. And later on, if I want to change it or something, and I could fill the holes in later in the floor and have those welded back in or something, if I really wanted to kind of get, really, really, really nice, or have some type of brackets welded in, because they do make Chevelle bucket seat brackets. I don't know. I could probably make something work if I got the normal bucket seat brackets for the Chevelle itself, but I thought this would be a lot easier. And I don't really care about putting a hole in the floor as long as for a good purpose. But anyways, I thought that if I could do that, that would look really nice, and it would hide everything, and I wouldn't have like huge or long or weird looking seat brackets on the floor. I could just have that, and they would be hidden along, and everything would be flush, and it would just look great. So I wouldn't have to worry about the brackets bending with that 90-ish degree bend, because if it's flush, with this part here and here, then all of the weight of the seat and the person that's in it would just be still sitting on the same part of the seat bracket itself and the tracks and all that. So I think that would work, and that would then I'd be good to go. So as long as everything is flush on the actual floorboards of my car and I don't have any issues there, then I think we would be good. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and then I'll chime back in so you guys can kind of see what it looks like off the car. And it would just, I think it would help me out because it would be so much easier to handle versus me picking up a seat and putting it back in the car and all that. So anyways, let me do that right now, y'all, and I'll holler back. Alright, y'all, after moving it around and trying to unhook things and all that, this is what I got right here. So basically, yeah, that's it. It's 4 bolts that bolt into the seat. Then you take these couple harnesses off. They're kind of a little bit of pain, but I figured it out. And then you got 2 wires that go in there, and then you're good. So this will just make it a lot easier for me to move it around and try to set it in the car and then see kind of where we're at. And if you can kind of see already, let me get a side view real quick. It's pretty much laying on a flat surface, and the little legs back here that sit back here, you can see how it's making the track and the actual seat sit kind of downward. So I don't know if that's like I said, I don't know if on the original GTO, the 2000, mid 2000s GTO, kind of sat, the floor pan kind of drooped downward a little bit. I guess I'll have to figure that out and see how it sets in the car. But I guess we'll attack that here once it gets a little nicer out. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. But it'll make it a lot easier for me to handle and put in, and then kind of go from there. So I don't know also if this seat belt buckle will work. I guess I have some extra seat belts, so I can check to see if these will work or not. But if they do, then I'll probably just leave them in. But we'll see. So if you guys never saw these, this is what the seats look like, kind of all taken apart. I had to take the backs off, the cushions off and all that, the headrests and all the different bracketries and all that, and the seat lever and all that stuff to kind of make it go back and forth. And because I needed to take this off to get it, this patch on there. So if you guys can see, I have Chevelle on the seats there. So that actually covers the original GTO logo that was on there before. And these are the original seats. They're actually really good condition. What I'm going to do is just kind of recondition them myself. There's some really good videos out there, people like reconditioning leather and kind of making them new. They're using a solution to kind of massage the leather and kind of just restore it and everything. So I'm just gonna do that and then call it a day. So. All right, yeah, what's going on? I'm back here with the next phase of the seat here. I've been working on the seat here for probably about maybe about 30 minutes. I've been doing other things as well. I was able to paint some of the frame underneath the car with this chassis black paint that I love from Summit, y'all. If you guys aren't using that for your chassis, anything like under the car, get that stuff. It's called chassis enamel from Summit, and it's awesome, man. I've been using it on all of my cars for a lot of years, and it's great. So I was able to do that before it really started raining. I'm trying to get as much done as I can and trying to bring y'all some footage even though it's raining. I'm trying to get some stuff done. So I'm in the next phase of making the seats work, or mocking them up to see if they'll work. And so I'm gonna flip this camera around so I can show you guys how far I've gotten and where I'm at right now. I apologize for the bad lighting, but I'm gonna show you guys this here real quick. Since the car's in the garage and it's raining outside, I can't really get outside to film anything. So I wanted to at least show you where I'm at. So this is the bottom of the seat. So I took it out to get it fitted and everything to make it easier to handle. So this is where I'm at. So this car was originally a bench seat, so it has 4 holes. One here, one under here, and then obviously 2 on the other side. So what I'm thinking is I'll use this as my starting point right there, and I think that would be good. And all I have to do is cut another hole in the floor on that side and then figure out what I'm gonna do here. So again, my original thought was to, well, first let me say this. So there was a long tab right here, and it was hitting right about here where this light hook is right there. So I had to cut that back, made sure that didn't fit, so the seat could sit further down. And then I also had to angle this piece here, and I had to cut that back too because it was hitting. And now it's sitting a lot lower, and I kind of like it right there. What I might do is still make some adjustments. I had to cut that also back here, edge that corner piece out too as well, if you can kind of see that. Yeah, possibly, yeah. So I had to cut that off as well on that edge. And what I still might try to do is kind of edge it off on each side a little bit here to see if I can get them to sit a little bit more flush. But right now it's pretty good. And what I'll have to do is see if I can make a bracket for these 2 ends right here and see how that can work to securing it to the floor. So we shall see how that works, but this is where I'm at with it. So I mean, as you can, I don't know if you can see, hold on, I mean, it's pretty sturdy right now. It's not I've been checking for, you know, unevenness from all 4 legs, and I'm, you know, shaking it right now, and that's not uneven or anything. So I think kind of where it's at is pretty good. I might try to massage these ends a little bit more to kind of see where they're at. But all in all, I mean, that's where I'm at with the seats, y'all. So I think that's a good starting point. Obviously, the seats go back to front as well. So as you can see on the tracks there, I still got room to take them back a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But again, I apologize for the lighting, but that's where we're at with these seats. And we'll just go from here. So that's where I'm at, y'all. Sorry for the bad lighting in the garage, y'all. I have lights in there, but since I have the car covered up with tarps and stuff, because I do roll it in and out of the garage if I need to work on it real quick, I don't want anything to get wet. Some of it's bare metal, and I just don't want the rain to kind of hit that. But that's where I'm at with the seats, y'all. I'm trying to bring y'all as much footage as I can, at least something. But I've been wanting to try to attack these seats. I also did some work to the steering column. The whole inside of the column where the whole blinker assembly and all that stuff was all really dirty just from it sitting over the years. And so I just went in there and cleaned that all up, lubed all the tumbler for the key and everything up and all that, so everything kind of shifts and moves smoothly and everything. So I did that as well. So I've been working, also vacuumed my girl's car. She's gone, she's in Austin for the weekend, or for the week for work. And so just grinding, y'all. So I'm gonna finish that and I'm gonna go inside and just call it a day. So anyways, stay tuned for more, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe and everything. And also I figured out something for a giveaway. It's not much, but it is something, and I'll unveil that hopefully within the next couple weeks. So stay tuned, y'all, and there's more coming. All right, peace out.